Welcome to the first Electoral Insights presentation by the Center for Analytics and Behavioral Change in partnership with Future Elect. Firstly, we'd like to introduce ourselves. My name is Hunter Barron. I'm a junior researcher at the CABC. And with me is my colleague, Moleboheng, who will introduce herself.
Hi everyone, my name is Moleboheng Mogoga and I'm a journalist at the CABC.
Thank you very much, Lebo. To start us off, we'd like to set the scene. In our current project, we've drawn from Runciman, Becker, and Mbeche's 2021 paper in collaboration with Konrad Adenauer Stiftung and the University of Johannesburg. Their study sought to understand the drivers behind voter abstention in the 2021 local government elections. Figure 3 on this slide showcases some of the main categories that they were able to identify. These range in order of prominence from individual barriers, such as not being registered at the time of voting, to administrative barriers, for example, not having the correct document to cast one's vote at a voting station. Furthermore, the study identified performance evaluations, such as the perception of service delivery as a barrier, and disillusionment or disinterest in the political process, as well as a lack of political alignment as further drivers of abstention. Elucidating these barriers on social media is a key factor in our adaptation for this project. On this next slide, the topmost image showcases the volume of our snapshot of the conversation. With close to 500,000 mentions recorded from December 31st, 2023 to January 31st, 2024, 4/5 of which were counted as retweets. This indicates a preference for the resharing of content rather than the production of original content. Below that, we have inserted a volume of a time chart, which showcases which barriers are most spoken about day by day. If you'd like to, please feel free to pause the presentation now to take a further look. Visualizing this in a different way, we are able to see that the majority of conversation was based on performance evaluations, followed by posts which have not as of yet been able to be categorized automatically. Thereafter, we noted administrative barriers, individual barriers, disillusionment, and political alignment respectively as representing a descending share of the conversation. Just below that is a word cloud, or a compilation of hashtags most often used. These were predominantly related to political parties, such as Umkhonto we Sizwe, the EFF, the ANC, and the DA, alongside posts about load shedding and the International Court of Justice. We've also noticed a smaller conversation focused on the Cape Independence movement. Diving deeper into the substance behind the numbers, an interesting finding we have come across is the involvement of citizens and micro-influencers in encouraging individuals to register to vote. You will see in this compilation of tweets that the link to register has been shared alongside posts which showcase dire conditions and a failure of service delivery, as well as in jest in reply to conversations on the platform initiated by youth related to relationships, among other topics. I will now hand over to my colleague Moleboheng, who will take you through a few more of our findings and close out the first presentation.
We unpacked the conversation under each barrier to get a sense of what people were saying online. We found little to no mentions related to administrative and individual barriers. Sentiments under these barriers would include people saying that they were too busy to go register or to vote, ill health, long queues, or being unsure about which documents to bring. We expect to see more posts in line with these barriers when elections get underway. However, in one of our upcoming slides, we will explain how some administrative barriers are captured in response to posts from the IEC. Under performance evaluations, some individuals express frustration at the ongoing load shedding crisis and rampant corruption, among other service delivery challenges. However, it's important to note that expressing frustration over the performance of one political party, for example, the ANC, does not necessarily mean that the individual will not vote entirely. The individual could still vote for another party instead, even though they didn't share this in their posts. On your screen, you'll notice a post from a user who's upset about the idea of opposition parties working or uniting together, arguing that if they vote for one party, then they're not interested in the policies of another. Posts like these present an opportunity for further education on things such as coalitions or moonshot pacts. Our work within the Democracy Project has allowed us to identify authors who form part of coordinated narratives that seek to sow social discord by deliberately manipulating key narratives. We've noticed the appearance of these authors, whom we first identified in the online RET network analysis back in 2021, and we'll be keeping an eye on the conversation as it unfolds. Another thing we'll be keeping an eye out for are responses to posts made by the IEC, as we find that some people are more likely to air their frustrations underneath these posts. As you'll notice on your screen, some users shared their experiences of using the IEC website when attempting to register. A question on who can run for election also arose as a response. This could be a great area for intervention, given Future Elect's civic education learning platform, which can be used to address some of these questions. We also detected mis and disinformation about the elections. If not exposed, mis and disinformation could affect the amount of trust people have in the IEC. It also affects the amount of trust people have in certain individuals or organizations, potentially impacting who people vote for or even discouraging them from voting at all. As you'll notice on your screen, one of the posts by a parody account using the name of Western Cape Premier Alan Venda received almost 500 likes, was retweeted 186 times, and viewed more than 150,000 times. We need to look out for posts such as these, particularly as the elections get underway. The CABC recommends the implementation of targeted messaging focused on instilling public confidence in our electoral institutions and democratic processes. Future Elect and civil society organizations, as well as the media, have a role to play in ensuring that this is done. One of the barriers we identified was around political alignment, which included people being unsure of whom to vote for. To address this, we recommend messaging that encourages voters to engage with and understand the policy and ideological positions of different political parties that are contesting elections. Apps such as Your Vote, which enable South Africans to learn about different political party positions in a gamified manner, could be an innovative way of encouraging voters to explore their political alignment with parties that are standing for elections. We also noted users expressing frustration related to performance evaluations. For example, frustration related to load shedding or general service delivery. We recommend targeting non-voters who are concerned about these issues using messaging that focuses on ensuring improvement in public sector performance. When it comes to concerns regarding coalitions, we recommend messaging that highlights the importance of accountability of political parties, locating shared governmental responsibility within the framework of a healthy and functional democracy supported by free and fair elections is an important message for voters concerned with coalitions. We also need to get ahead of the mis and disinformation that seeks to portray the IEC as a weapon of the ANC's ruling faction led by President Cyril Ramaphosa. This is key to ensuring that the current disinformation stream that is embedded in the conversation around Jacob Zuma and the new MK party does not grow into a material threat to the running of elections and their results. Raising awareness of provisions in the Constitution, such as Section 47, may be an effective way of approaching this. We noted the positive messaging from micro-influencers who are encouraging the public to participate in the elections. Future Elect and other civil society organizations have an opportunity to engage with and share content by replying to micro-influencer conversation threads or mimicking the messaging of micro-influencers to amplify messaging reach. Alternatively, partnerships may be possible between micro-influencers and civil society organizations working within the space. Thank you.